I want to share why I think that focusing on the big stuff at the start of the day, writing out what you want to do, and then narrowing and prioritizing and doing the big thing first is probably the best way to progress in anything. That's an idea that I first sort of really explored through Tim Ferris's 4-Hour Workweek book. And just prioritizing, and because it's easy to create. When I'm creating this solar business, it's very easy to create a bunch of tasks that all need to be done, and to start working on some of the easier tasks to feel like that I suppose dopamine feeling of checking off the list. It feels good. Oh, I've done a task, I check it off the list. I've done another task, check it off the list. The thing is, there's also this idea that willpower is like a muscle. You imagine you go to the gym and you do a bunch of weights, or just let's say you're using just your right arm, and you pick up that weight and it's only 5 kilos, and you just keep pumping out 5 kilos. You're going to get to a point where your muscle starts getting sore and tired and you can't pick that weight up anymore. There's an idea, and they've done some tests on this idea, that free will works the same way, that you have a certain amount, and then as you use it, you've got less of it to use for other things. So going through a day and ticking off a bunch of things and using your willpower to go and work on those things, then towards the end of the day, you haven't really done some of the big things, the important things that actually, really move it along. Those things start to add up, and this is how it works for me. I start to feel bad about, I haven't done this, and then put pressure, and you keep putting it off because you need to do it, but you do all the other stuff, and maybe or you got a late start for the day, and then you go to try and catch back up and feel good about the day. You go and do some of these little, feel good, tick off the box tasks, like create an email signature or something, which is these things need to be done. But probably not all of them. And oftentimes, if a lot of these little things don't get done, it doesn't really ever get missed. Nothing catastrophic happens. But when the big stuff doesn't get done, big things happen. Big things don't happen. Whatever it is, So who am I? I'm Josh. I've been in the solar industry for 7 or 8 years now. I've owned my own business, run heaps of teams, made a lot of money in solar, and looking at helping other businesses do the same. I've learned that when I started sales consulting with other businesses, I can teach people how to sell and how to sell at higher margins very easily. But if they have no leads coming through the door, that only has a limited impact. It only has a limited impact on whatever they've got coming through the door, which is still good. But when I'm looking at being able to try to provide value and then charge in relation to my ability to provide that value, if I can't really help someone get leads and more leads, then I have a very limited ability to provide value in comparison to what I could if I can help them get leads. If I can help them get more leads and higher quality leads, and then have higher quality conversations and a sales process and teach or train or help point them in the direction of getting automations in place to improve the efficiencies of it, that business is going to be a completely different business. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm creating that business for myself because I have had a business. We've had various lead sources, but I can say that I don't have a lot of confidence right now in being able to solve that lead problem for other businesses. And I didn't want to go and get other businesses to start spending money on testing out different lead sources. I wanted to do that myself. So here I am, starting another solar business. And it's kind of cool because I can keep that solar business going and use it as a platform to test new things out, at our own expense. And then when we find things that are working, we can continue to provide services ongoing to the customers we're working with and consulting with in sales launch. So it's a double-edged business at the moment. That's why I'm documenting the process. I'm doing a video documentation of the before and after of every day. And that has been super helpful for me. It's been helpful for what I'm talking about, prioritizing my work. Because at the beginning of each day, I go through, the tasks. Like after a sleep, there's something different. Like I can sign off at the end of the day and be like, oh, this is kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to do tomorrow. But then I wake up fresh the next day and be like, bam, I'm going to fucking get this done because I got all the energy. And I do. And then I feel good. And then some of the other stuff, like little stuff, like, oh, okay, that's all right. We can do that later. And then the little stuff keeps getting pushed back, but the big stuff keeps getting done. The big stuff like hiring a good operations person or, getting the business name registered and then building the CRM, like the stuff that is going to then lead me directly to making money. And that's that tool, that habit of starting the day, writing a list out of things I'm doing today, then making a video about what I'm planning on doing today and trying to prioritize that. And my list is only of like 3 or 4 things. And then at the end of the day, talking about what I actually did. It's just like, putting it out there and making sure I'm on the other side, keeping myself accountable, I guess. That works really well for me. I need that. I need accountability. And there's other areas of my life that I have a lot of discipline. Like I can go to the gym. Although, to be honest, this last week or two, I've been working most of my waking hours on doing this, building Spark Edge, is the solar company. And I've sacrificed gym time, which I'm a little bit disappointed about. And I think what I really want to do is I want to start getting up at like 6:30 a.m. in the morning and going to the gym first thing of the day, because that's just an awesome way to set off the day. And I get a lot of energy for that. But what I've been doing is waking up and then working from the first waking minute and then working till the evening and then spending a bit of time in the evening chilling out and then going to sleep because then I'm doing it all the next day. So I just need to break the cycle. Tomorrow is the day. I'm saying it on a podcast, so I have to do it. This is the reason why I continue to do the podcast, because it holds me accountable. It would be it'd be cool if somehow we could keep each other accountable. And if there's one person in the entire world that's listening to this, it's probably me. So that's fine. Mission accomplished. So I definitely prioritizing and then working on the priority and then reporting back to myself at the end of the day on what I've actually done has been incredible for me. I think I'm at day 11 of the solar build. Been recording what I've been doing each day, and I think there's probably a couple of days that could have gone a bit smoother, but I think for where we are at day 11 of building a solar company, what have we got? We've got project management tools in place. We've got the logo, we've got the brand created, we've got an actionable plan for implementing social media platforms, for recruitment processes, for just whole of company processes, like actionable as in these are the steps and at what stages we're going to start doing these things. We're underway of getting the website design done, the CRM design, the software and systems and tools. Also underway in getting accounts set up with stock suppliers, credit limit providers like Amex, and there's some big stuff that happened. There's plenty of little stuff, like we actually did do email signatures today because I need to do email templates for the CRM and we need their signatures. So I shit talking the email signatures earlier, but you know what I meant. So some of the other big things that we really need to focus on is the offer creation right now, and that's what I'm working on at the moment, and inspired by Alex Hormozi and the $100 million offers to make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no. And I really want to be able to charge a premium price point, not just premium, like above premium price point. I want to charge more than any sort of big company, and more than anyone I know is charging, I guess, and provide way more value than what I'm charging. And that I can do that by providing some incredible guarantees. Like, these are just some things I'm thinking about. I haven't finalized it yet, but the idea of giving a customer 12 months to change their mind on the solar system. And that's a pretty big thing because it's expensive to install it. It's expensive to buy the stock. You can't use that stock again. So the cost of that is around 10 grand, and the job profit is probably like 5, so we need to have more job profit to make that worthwhile. But for a customer, it's like, if you change your mind, if you don't like it, if it's not working, if within 12 months, you can tell us to take the system down and we'll give you your money back. And then we'll repair your roof back to normal. So I guarantee like that I can go, okay, I'm going to charge, a standard, normally I'd charge like 8 grand for a guarantee like that. I'll charge like 12 grand, for example, But if I can, if it reduces sales friction, improves the margins we can charge, and improves the customer experience we can offer, and some of the other things that we'll add in, that's just one thing. There's other things like, if there's anything wrong ever with the system, and if we take more than 48 hours or 72 hours to fix it, we'll pay you for the downtime. So whatever your solar system would have saved you in that period of time, and we'll just project it based on what we told you it was going to save you, then you'll get that back in, and we'll refund you that, or we'll pay that back to you, something like that. So some pretty trippy guarantees in that sort of regards. What I'll do is I'll share some of the things that we actually ended up providing once I finally got the offer created. I'm also thinking this in terms of residential and commercial, because we do really want to move into commercial. Commercial solar is really good because businesses use their power during the day, and solar works during the day, if you didn't know that. A bit of a smart ass. And so the return on investments are really good, and you don't need to have any other incentive other than the fact that they're just offsetting their power. So you don't need good feed-in tariffs, which is how much you get paid for selling power back, because they're just using all their power anyway. They don't need to offset nighttime usage so much. And then larger systems, easier roofs, easier installs, and less operations drag, so we don't have to do as many sales to get sort of to the profit levels that we are aiming for. So we've got a commercial lead supplier. They're going to be targeting like farms and vineyards, and he's going to test out veterinary clinics, which is kind of cool. So there's a few things. There's lots of things. I'm not going to bore you with all of the details here, but I just wanted to share like some of the sort of the core things. I will post, so at some stage we're going to get someone. It's on our project list to get someone to help us with video editing, because I've got a bunch of videos, and like day 11 there was probably 2 or 3 days where I didn't record the second video, but almost 20 videos of the process. And so just posting them up somewhere, so that if anyone wants to check out, and you can give someone the recipe to how to create a solar system. That's a solar company, a solar system. I suppose I could do that too. Anyhow, just wanted to share where I was at to myself and anyone else who's listening. Until next time.